And Satan says, just about 10 more minutes. And he says, I've tried to beat him all my life. I fought him for 40 days in the wilderness. I lost every round. I fought him with death, and he raised the dead. I fought him with fevers, and he cast out the fevers. He cast out devils. I've never once been able to score, but if I can do it now, it will make up for every failure in my life. A demon raises his hand and says, Your Majesty, to Satan, if you could get the sin of the world and roll it against that stone, even the sin of all these so-called disciples, and the sin of the high priest, and the sin of the Roman Empire that's been against him, and all the sin right back to the beginning of the ages, if you can get all the sin against that stone, he'll never move it. And Satan says, that's a great idea. Why don't you roll all the sin of the world against the stone? And I absolutely believe in my heart they did that. If they didn't do it, by implication it was there anyhow. Well, I think he still might get out. What do you suggest? Your Majesty, I suggest you rally every demon in hell. Now you've got the stone, the wax, the seal, the soldiers, all the sin of the world, and every demon with his shoulder against that stone. They have supernatural strength. One of the latest things I read is, we wondered for centuries, millenniums, how those amazing pyramids were built. Some of the stones weigh I don't know, 100 tons or more. How did they get there? And somebody said, by demon power. Very possibly. So you've got the stone, the wax, the seal, the soldiers, the sin of the world, and every demon. And Satan says, now hold it now. We've just 10 more seconds to go. And he says, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. He's just going to say 1, and the Holy Ghost beat him to it. How do you know? Because the word says the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead did it. The Holy Ghost can't do anything small. In case you don't know, he wrote this book. And it still baffles the wise men. Everything depends on his resurrection. If there's no resurrection, I have no hope for the future. There's no coming Christ. There's nobody at the right hand of the Father to make perfect my imperfect praying. But do you see the point that he's there with these terrified people in the upper room, and it says Jesus came and stood in the midst. I wonder Peter could hold his tongue. What does it say? It says in John's version, he showed them his hands and his side. If you read the 24th chapter of Luke, it says he showed them his hands and his feet. What's the difference? You know, it says he came when the doors were shut to the disciples. Do you know, not once in all his writings and all these, 22 chapters in John, 21 chapters in John, he never refers to the apostles as apostles. He always calls them disciples. And then in Luke 24 he says he showed them his hands and his feet. Because you see, Luke is showing us the Son of Man. And he suggests, go get hold of him. But John is showing us the Son of God. He says that he showed his side where they cut through near to his heart and water came out as a sign of the eternal love of God.